In this video, we are going to do some linear regression using a TI 83 or 84 calculator. So we are given this data below, and we're going to follow these steps here to enter it in and find a linear regression model. So looking at this problem, we're going to consider the relationship between the number of egg yolks in a cake recipe and the cholesterol in milligrams in the cake. So tell me how many egg yolks to plug in. So there's my input. How many egg yolks do I put into a recipe? And what I get out is the corresponding cholesterol. So our slope, which we're going to use our calculators to find, is going to find that output over our input. It's going to tell me how many milligrams of cholesterol per egg yolk that we're getting in our cake. So I'm going to grab my calculator and follow these steps. So looking at my calculator, I want to find the stat button, and it's next to the circle on the calculator. And I'm going to go over to edit. So I'm going to go stat, and I'm just going to press enter to get to edit on my calculator. And for L1, I'm going to plug in the numbers 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 7. I'm going to plug in all of those numbers under L1. That's my input. And then I will hit over on those arrows, that circle of arrows your calculator has, and I'm going to enter in 0, 31, 62, 45, 50, 61, 73, 115, 204, 162, and 195. So take a second and enter those in on your graphing calculator. This is the instructions for TI 83 or 84. That should help us get to our linear regression. And then I just double check that you have them all correctly in there. Feel free to pause the video to check your numbers before moving on to the next step. The next step is to have it write our linear equation for us. So I'm going to hit the stat button again. It's going to bring me over to the menu. Instead of hitting enter to get to the edit, I'm going to go over one to the right, and under calc, I'm going to select linear regression AX plus B. And I'm looking at a TI 84 plus CE, and it's number 4 on mine. But I'm going to go down to wherever it says linear regression AX plus B. For mine, it's number 4. I'm going to make sure it has L1, L2 in there as my list. If not, I'm going to hit second 1, and that's going to put in L1 as my X list. Second 2 is going to give me L2 as my Y list, and then I'm going to hit enter. And it's going to give me my linear regression. So what it's giving me for Y equals AX plus B, and where are we rounding to? It says round to the nearest tenth. So A on this is 28.43, and it keeps going. So I need to round to the nearest tenth. So I'm looking at the 4, and should I keep it a 4 or round it up to be a 5? Well, since there's a 3 after, I'm going to keep it a 4. I don't want to round it up to a 5. And then it says B is 8.01, and it keeps going. And I'm rounding to the nearest tenth. So should I keep that 0, 0, or should I make it a 1? We should keep it a 0. And now I'm going to use this to write an equation from that data provided. I'm going to call it Y1 because that's what it says too. So Y1 equals AX plus B. So A is 28.4X plus B is 8.0. So since it's AX plus B, that's not our normal MX plus B. Which one of these is going to be the slope? Well, the slope is whichever one is multiplied with the variable. So this is going to be the slope, and that's going to be our y-intercept. So the letters don't correspond to what we're typically used to, but we can still figure out the slope by looking at the one that has the variable multiplied. So what is the slope of the regression line? The slope is 28.4. And we want to interpret this in context of the problem. Well, remember our slope is our output over our input. So this is telling us there's 28.4 milligrams of cholesterol per egg yolk. In the cake. So each egg yolk you add is going to add 28.4 milligrams of cholesterol per each egg yolk added in the cake.